Hey everybody, this is Mark Bozon with the IGN Nintendo team. This is your video review for Muramasa, the Demon Blade, for Nintendo Wii. Developed by Vanillaware, makers of the classic RPG Odin Sphere and 2D real-time strategy Grim Grimoire on PS2, Muramasa, the Demon Blade is a true looker not just on Wii, but across any system this generation. Going back to a classic 2D look, blades clash and disperse ribbons of color and movement, every scene looks to be more of a painting than an actual video game background, and the game's overall visual presentation is nothing short of a masterpiece. With its outstanding style, Muramasa the Demon Blade is one of the most beautiful games on the block, to be sure. The real question is it one of the most entertaining, too? Molded as a spiritual successor to the Princess Crown series, Muramasa brings a world set in classic Japanese kabuki style, which blends dance and drama together. The game tells two separate stories that are somewhat intertwined based on the ninja princess Momohine and a mysterious ninja Kasuke who battles not only real-life foes but also his own past through a classic amnesia story. Even if you aren't up to date with the Buddhist themes and the classic Japanese spirits and creatures that are found in this game, Muramasa feels like a fresh take on the classic action RPG formula. The visuals are of course top-notch, every scene seems to have subtle animations that most players aren't even going to find, and the character designs, specifically those that are found in the bosses, will drop jaws to say the least. Bottom line, Demon Blade is a visual masterpiece. On the gameplay front, Muramasa is going to be both deeper than some action gamers expect, but also shallower than some RPG lovers would want. There's a certain Metroid or Symphony of the Night vibe to the entire game, but there's also a serious lack of platforming or any coherent area-to-area linking. There's no one main hub in the game, and the villages are kind of a pain to get to, so if you find yourself low on supplies or you need to get some new equipment or cooking supplies, you either need to find an alternate route or just run right back on foot. Defeating bosses is also the really only means of progression within the game. You kill a boss, you get a sword, and you use it to unlock colored barriers that either guard new chunks of the map, or these fighting challenges you can see here. Your character does level up, but the real depth in the game is found in the blade forging mechanic, where you can get up to 108 blades, each with their own spell and stats attached. If you're expecting more grandiose upgrades like improved mobility, new combos, or added character skills though, they're not here. Oftentimes you also find yourself running through countless rooms with no battles, but it does give you a chance to just drink in the audio and visuals, which isn't really a bad thing. While we're on the subject too, I do have to give this game serious props for its pacing. You always have a battle, you've always got characters to fight, there's always a new blade to unlock, and you're always gaining levels. So in that sense, you really do feel like you always want to keep pushing on with the adventure and really see what's next. On the plus side, action is fierce. Battles are nice and quick, the game's two-button system makes for an easy, though kind of limited array of moves, and the two difficulty levels are truly distinct, offering not only much larger challenges, but new blades and bosses for those worthy enough to go down the road less traveled. The game's controls hinge on an attack and a magic button, and while I wish there was a way to assign jump to a button instead of just up on the D-pad or analog stick, the move to go traditional rather than waggle was the right choice. Vanillaware had planned for motion controls, realized it didn't work, and adapted. The result is a much better, much more responsive experience than it would have been. There are other little additions too, such as the cooking system, which actually links directly into blade forging. On top of that, the core gameplay can be a little bit repetitive, but to be honest, I never really got tired of slicing up ninjas or evil spirits and dabbling in the occasional 5-minute-long boss battle. All in all, it's a simple game that banks on a simple action mechanic, but even after the 20 or so hours it'll take you to blast through it, it still feels fresh, and that's no easy task. Truth be told, Vanillaware has made a better audio-visual spectacle with Demon Blade than it did a true action RPG. Amidst the never-ending visual barrage and captivating, heartfelt musical score is a game that dabbles in the Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night formula, but never quite goes all the way with it. Despite that, there's room in our industry for full-on action games, and even if Muramasa boils down to a glorified button masher with RPG elements, it'll still have you pleasantly pleased for hours and hours on end. Vanillaware has again created yet another love letter to those of us begging for more 2D, and the end result is truly captivating. Pick it up, pop it in, and kill some pretty stuff. For more on Muramasa the Demon Blade, head on over to IGN.com and check out my full written review.